It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Drygate Brewing Company, based in Scotland, and this is a can of their Seven Peaks Session IPA. This beer is in a 440ml can, coming in at 3.9% ABV. There's a look at the can there. We picked this beer up as part of the Lidl's Craft Beer Festival of early August 2021. I'm pretty sure, I mean, my local Lidl's, they generally get a ton of this beer in. There's 6 or 7 new ones in this time round, but they generally get a load of this beer in, and they just leave it sitting on the shelves there. Some stores, I think if you're living in a craft beer kind of area of the world, then your local Lidl stores might sell out really quickly. But where I live in Barry in South Wales, it's not really a craft beer kind of town, a craft beer area. So I know I can pretty much nip up to my local Lidl's now, and there'll still be some of this left on the shelves. So my message to you is check out your local Lidl if you're watching this review and you want to try the beer. So without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. So it's a temporary festival. It's not like the beer's going to be in there for the next 3 or 4 months. It's going to be a 2-3 week festival at most, with the odd store selling out extremely quickly. So we've got a 2-finger white head. Slow moving carbonation on this beer. The camera's picking it up as a deep amber colour, but I'm going to say it's a slightly lighter amber with my own eye. It's just got a bit of chill haze there on the glass. Bit of condensation, I should say. I have chilled this beer, but I pulled it out the fridge about 35 minutes ago, so it's not like the hops are going to be affected. The taste is going to be affected by chilling the beer down too much. Believe it or not, it's the reason why these massive conglomerates ask you to chill their beer right down to almost freezing. It's because then you're not tasting anything. Science. If you chill a beer right down, you're basically losing flavour. Anyway, aroma on this beer then, it's not really any haze in there whatsoever. So it's a relatively clear looking light amber coloured beer with good levels of carbonation. Aroma. About £1.50 a can this, £1.50, Drygate Brewing Company. I like their disco forklift truck, I think that's quite a funky beer. This one basically says exactly what it says on the tin. It's a session IPA. This is an IPA where you're going to pick up 3 or 4 cans of this. Well, I will anyway. It's up to you how many you pick up. But I'd pick up 3 or 4 of this and I'd look to session it. So the beer has been designed as really not just for the one-off. It's been designed to drink plenty of it. And the hops reflect that in the aroma. It's not a massive kind of bin load of hops that you're getting from the aroma of this beer. It's more orange peel spice, bit of lemon. But it's been toned down to that nice kind of session IPA aroma, where you want to drink plenty of it. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Light crisp malts in the background. Let's dive in. Cheers. I remember visiting a friend up in Huddersfield, and this friend told me at the time, it was back probably 2012. We had a discussion about beer. And back then, he was in a position where he would visit pubs maybe, I don't know, a few times a week, drink a few beers. And his ideal kind of strength, if you like, or not strength, but style of beer was the Session IPA at the time, the American Session IPA. It was hoppy enough, it was bold enough, and it was 4.3% ABV, that sort of ABV that it's not gonna knock your socks off. You can drink a few of them and enjoy a few of them. Honestly, it's getting worse around here. It's wild. I'm just got to interrupt you a minute, or interrupt myself really. So a bloke comes up every single morning, and he's in a van. He's picking up somebody for work, and he's babbing on his own, and he does this every single day. And at first, you know, for the first few days, you're fine with that, but after a few months, it really gets on your nerves. And the woman next door, she's like a night owl. So this time of day is the middle of the night for this woman. So it's 9:30 in the morning. Look on the microwave. So he's just rolled up now and babbed his own, and you can hear her hanging out the window, shouting at this bloke. Ah, the fun we have round here in Barry Bados, we call it. Oh, honestly, I love it. I've lived here for 21 years, and as a youngster, I bought this place when I was 20 years old. As a youngster, you fit in, it was all exciting back then, you know, people shouting and cars revving at engines and roaring around the streets, and, you know, you're young, it's exciting. And when you hit middle age, something happens to you. You change. You're like, I'm a bit fed up now of the man babbing his own every day and the woman next door shouting out the window and all the cars ripping around. It's like, I don't know, I think I'm at the end of my days here, to be honest. I think I'm at the very end of my my tolerable level of living in this part of town. But anyway, on with the brewery. I do apologise. I've kind of gone on a mad one here, but it is wild. It is wild around here. But anyway, going back to it, yeah, I was talking about that session strength IPA, 4.3, really good, enjoyable kind of. Oh, it's 3.9 this one, 3.9% ABV. I mentioned 4.3. That is a little light, I think. 3.9 is a little light, but I tell you what, it drinks fantastically well. Drinks terrifically well. It's very sessionable, and it's drinking like a 4.3. So hoppy, slightly grassy flavours, good body for a 3.9% ABV beer. Nice lacing. Again, part of the Lidl Craft Beer Festival. Drygate. They're a brewery which they kind of, for me, they just kind of like cropped up from. I think the first beer I had from them was the Disco Forklift Truck, and I remember really liking it. It was like in a 330 can available in Morrison's back in the day. But they're really trying to get involved with the Lidl Craft Beer Festival. I know now they've been getting their beers in for the last 2 at least Lidl Craft Beer Festivals, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's hoppy, it's flavoursome, it's refreshing. It's 3.9% ABV. You can drink a few of these. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.